different, but they both have man in the title. Gemini Man and Mystery Man. Anyway, but this movie's way better in my opinion.
Way better.
Super underrated though too. And I'm assuming you didn't watch this for the review, but you said you've seen it a bunch, G-Bergs?
Yeah, I didn't rewatch it, but that's I easily could have.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you have it on DVD?
I think I have it downloaded, but I might have a copy on DVD too.
You have it in the files.
Yup.
Gotcha. Mystery Man, 1999. What a year, hey?
Wow.
Honestly, for years as cinema goes, my favorite year is 2001. I feel like it has the most movies that I love that came out of it. Training Day, Pootie Tang, Rat Race, to name a few. But Mystery Man, 1999. Shrek is another 2001 one. But Mystery Man, 1999. This movie looks so good, and that's one of the main things people don't talk about. I feel like now, it's a stunning like Blade Runner-esque looking CGI city, and these huge intricate shots opening up, and it's all CGI, but it actually looks pretty fucking good even today. For 1999, like it looks insanely good.
There's something about that CGI era right around there.
They were nailing it.
From Jurassic Park to like 2003.
Jurassic Park there's like a
10-year period there where CGI like looked good. Like Lord of the Rings looks really good, and I mean this obviously isn't getting that much budget, but
yeah, but then it got cheaper and shittier, yeah. And also Jurassic Park and a lot of not this one per se, but a lot of these movies had the combination of the CGI and animatronics, and that helped Jurassic Park elevate it. That's why it still looks so great, because it's got this CGI, but it's like then you see the CGI right next to this stunning T-Rex head that looks real. But anyway, we're not talking about motherfucking Jurassic Park. We talking about Mystery Man. So Mystery Man is cool. We haven't even talked about the plot yet, and it's cool because I've always liked this kind of thing, superhero movies. Before superhero movies were everywhere, right? This is before that. So it had a special place in me and my brother's heart. We had it on DVD. It was one of those movies we would always watch, like when we were sick or when we didn't know what to do. Like, let's watch Mystery Man. It's fucking good. It always holds up. It's a fun superhero romp, but it's the superheroes that don't have that good powers. They're the cavalry, as they would say, in the movie itself. But there's a superhero that's known as the good superhero who's successful, called Captain Amazing. I forget that actor's name. Hugh knows.
It's Greg Kinnear.
Greg Kinnear, yes.
There's a lot of big names in this.
You and your brother are super lame, no offense. This is a big name movie, and this movie didn't do great financially. And Smash Mouth song All Star was originally paired with this movie to elevate its success, and that failed. But the official video to this day still with Mystery Man. It starts with Mystery Man at the beginning of the Smash Mouth video. So it's kind of fun. And there's clips throughout the video of Mystery Man. But it was Shrek that really blew up that song. And it was also in Rat Race, but I think Shrek is what really made people remember it. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick sidebar about Smash Mouth because the song is in this movie. But yeah, you were talking about the cast. Ben Stiller obviously is the main guy, sort of. William H. Macy, and Hank Azaria, who, if you don't know who that is, he does a lot of the voices on The Simpsons, including Apu. I don't think Apu's a character anymore, though, because it was problematic that he was doing it. Anyway, we're not getting into that. But he does, like, Professor Frank and Mo, the bartender, and a bunch of different characters on that. But yeah, he's the Blue Raja in this. William H. Macy is the shoveler, so he just, like, hits people with his shovel.
Kenan Thompson.
Which is funny. Sorry, who's that? That's the Invisible Boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And Pee Wee Herman, what's his real name?
I can't remember.
Whatever. Pee Wee Herman is the spleen. Close enough. Okay, I've got to go hang with them. The spleen. That's right. Oh, you said it the way he says it with the lisp. How many effing movies is that damn song in? At least 3, probably more. Okay, bye, Daddy. Paul Rubens thinks that. That's what Pee Wee Herman's real name is. Paul Rubens. And Janine Garofalo. I can't say her last name, but Janine Garofalo or whatever. She's in it. She's the bowler. She has one of like the better powers. Honestly, Spleen has a pretty good power. He can knock people out with his farts. It's more effective seeming than some of them. Like Ben Stiller's power is just that he gets really angry. It's kind of funny. There's a reoccurring joke where they talk about how he lifted a city bus once, but we find out later that he didn't actually lift it. It was more of a push, and that the person driving the bus actually had their foot on the accelerator for a bit and helped him get it started. So just things like that are really funny, and just like I said, the way it looks. But even scenes like that on paper would seem sort of normal. Like the movie opens up at an old folks' home, and you'd think that it would just be like a normal old folks' home. But this scene's like they got old ladies in like Vegas girl type dancing uniforms. There's crazy machines on people, and it's just an interesting looking dining room for one. And it's like, what's going on here? But every single place they go to is just cool. There's a scene where they go to a abandoned amusement park where Tom Waits, which is kind of cool, he's in this too. Tom Waits is he's a weapons designer, and he ends up making non-lethal weapons, but effective weapons for the Mystery Men. But he works out of an abandoned amusement park, of course, which is funny. The Spleen, yes, Paul Rubens. But I've been talking for a bit. Do you have anything you want to add, sir?
Oh, I love listening to you talk about this movie, man. It's
thank you.
It's a great one.
It is.
And like you said, it's
so
just perfect for like throwing on when you're sick or you got nothing else going on.
And I've technically reviewed this one before, but it was a while ago, and I
thought you did.
And I don't remember what I gave it. It was like one of the first ones I reviewed. But I did it again because now we'll have a record of it. Like we'll put this on YouTube, right? Like all of them. So that's why I'm doing it again. I feel like it's okay to do it again now that if we don't have a previous recording of it. Anyway, this movie's great. What else was I gonna add? Oh yeah, the director. Let's talk about the director. I forget the director's name, but it's not that important. I'm just gonna tell you it's funny because the director before this, all he did was music videos and commercials. I think mainly commercials. But he hated the experience. He did not like making a feature-length film. It was just too tedious for him. He hated every minute of it, I think. But he made a great film, in my opinion, though. But after that, he went straight back to commercials and music videos. So it's kind of funny about that. Another thing, I can talk about this for a while. Another thing I can talk about is the fact that this is technically based on a comic book, but the comic book has little to nothing to do with this movie. Because the comic book's main character is a carrot that's always on fire. So you can see why they chose to not do that angle, because it would have been hard to have like a flaming carrot, in 1999. I mean, it would have been doable, but it probably would have looked terrible. But yeah, I didn't talk about all the heroes. So Blue Raja, Hank Azaria, they make fun of him because he wears all green and like a green flowery pattern, and like you're called the Blue Raja, but he's got everything but. And he throws forks. It has something to do with British history. I don't know exactly, but they explain it in the movie a bit. But yeah, he's throwing forks at people and say, "Why can't you use a knife sometimes?" And he's like, "I'm not knifey boy. I'm not stab man. I'm the Blue Raja." And I always like that line. I quote a lot from this movie, actually. It's good. This is a good movie. Or should I eat this sandwich? That's another quote. Where the shoveler, William H. Macy, he's talking about how egg salad is riddled with cholesterol, and his wife doesn't let him eat it because it's so bad for him. But he's about to eat this big cholesterol-y egg salad sandwich right before they go on this big mission. He's like, well, we might die anyway, so should I eat the sandwich or should we go fight? It's something like that. That's a good scene. But yeah, Janinga Farafalo, I know I can't say her name, but she is the bowler. And yeah, she has one of the better powers. She has a bowling ball with her dad's skull inside of the bowling ball. And she uses it to, like, hit people in the head and shit. It's cool. And
it flies around.
Yeah, and it flies around. That's what I mean by it goes around hitting people. But yeah.
He's the only one with, like, legit powers, pretty much.
Yeah, or the Invisible Boy.
The Invisible Boy, I guess.
Spleen. I would say Spleen has real powers. It's like all the ones they recruit have
all the side
sort of real
characters.
And the Sphinx. We haven't talked about the Sphinx. They're terribly mysterious as their power, but then William H. Macy pipes in. But I also heard that he can, like, cut guns in half with his mind. and he's like, well, I hadn't heard that. But they do show that happening later. And yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, fucking check it out. Look it up. Even rent it on YouTube. It's worthy of a YouTube rent. I'm saying it. I'm saying it right now. This is one of my favorite movies of all time.
If you don't like this movie, you are no fun at all. Literally.
Tell that to my ex-girlfriend who didn't like this movie. But anyway, we're not.
It was no fun, Doug.
We're not.
I didn't laugh.
There you go. But no, there's a few things about this movie that, like, one thing that I don't really like. But it's very minor. It's just, I just don't think it aged that well, this line. With Ben Stiller on his motorcycle, and he's like starting it and he can't get it started, and then he ends up, like, hitting his nuts on the seat or something, and then he's like, oh, testicles rising, and I'm like, okay, that's not that funny, but very, very minor note against it. Also, the skunk humping the leg scene maybe isn't as funny as when I was a kid, but for the most part, this holds up, I'd say. The Disco Boys, the Casanova, the villain, is so good. And Greg Kinnear is good as Captain Amazing. It's just...
Yes, he is.
It's a near perfect movie. It's not a perfect movie. It's not Pootie Tang. But it's a perfect film. It's probably technically better than Pootie Tang, but I probably like Pootie Tang a little more. We know that. The poster's right fucking behind me. But anyway, Mystery Men. I would like a Mystery Men poster though. That would be cool. Anyway.
That would be.
Yeah, one of the faves. But I'm running out of shit to say now about it. But do you have anything that you wanted to say that you didn't say yet? G-Bags.
The only thing I was gonna mention was this is like a satire of comic books and comic book movies.
Oh yeah. Yes, because they talk about one of the most famous cliches in superhero comic book history with Clark Kent Superman wearing glasses and people somehow not being able to recognize the difference. Greg Kinnear, he plays a similar character to Clark Kent and Superman. So when he's Captain Amazing, he doesn't have glasses on, but when he's this guy Lance, he's got glasses and no one can tell them apart for some reason, but Ben Stiller is the only one who gets it, and he's saying, like, they're the same person. He takes glasses off when he transforms, and then William H. Macy says, well, it doesn't make any sense. He wouldn't be able to see. And it's so silly because obviously, like, they don't have to be prescription lenses. They're probably just like blank frames or something. But
so yeah, all the people are supposed to have shitty powers. Like this is being really silly, really extra silly.
And it's sort of like, what if superheroes were real too? If you were a successful superhero, would you have all this sponsorship and Pepsi logos on you like a NASCAR driver, like Greg Kinnear does? These ideas have sort of been, I feel like the show The Boys, like I haven't watched it, but I feel like it's taken some ideas from Mystery Men. I think there's like superheroes that are like working for the government It's like a similar
Yeah.
it's a similar sort of situation. And they're like corrupt sort of superheroes, right?
Big time.
But anyway, so yeah, I think they probably took some ideas from Mystery Men. Don't hold me to that, but I feel like probably. I really love Mystery Men. Oh, Michael Bay. There's a ton of like crazy cameos in this. There's a scene with all these gangs, from all of Champion City is the city, and again, there's so many cool shots of CGI. I'm usually against CGI, but they good use in this movie of the cities and stuff. But yeah, Michael Bay is a cameo in this. He's the head of the frat boy gang, which is kind of funny. CeeLo Green, I think, who is canceled now because he said something really bad. I forget what it was though. But he's in this for a little bit, and Ludacris, and there's other people that I'm missing. But that there's a ton of cameos.
Did you say Ludacris?
Ludacris is absolutely in this. He's in the same gang as CeeLo.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's CeeLo. Maybe I got maybe I'm getting my rappers mixed up, but definitely Ludacris. Definitely Ludacris.
I was gonna mention that there's a funny recruitment scene where they have a party at William H. Macy's character's house. And,
right. Dane Cook.
His wife's
Dane
going
Cook's
crazy, and Dane Cook is in it. Yeah. He's the waffler.
Making bad guys history, extra crispy, or something like that. And he's like sounding out his metal theme song. It's funny. Yeah, I'm the waffler. And Pencilhead and Son of Pencilhead. There's some good ones. And I'm the bullfighter. I fight the bull. It's the PMS Avenger. I could list all the ones that come out there. And then they had the two women dressed like Wonder Woman fighting each other. And Ben Stiller's like, oh, I think they have potential, because obviously, that's hot is the joke there. I could keep talking about this fucking movie because it's so good. But
it's so good.
There's the sequence when they're like training. The Sphinx is now training all of them, and Ben Stiller is supposed to balance a knife on his head or something like that.
And he's getting tired of all this shit.
And he's getting tired of this shit. And Ben Stiller's like, okay, I get that this is for balance. Like, I'm trying to work on my balance. But why do I have the watermelon on my feet? And then the Sphinx is like, I don't remember telling you to do that. Because he's clearly just fucking with him because the Sphinx and Ben Stiller keep having their arguments throughout the film. But I feel like he was clearly... He did tell him that to put watermelon on his feet, but he's like, nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm gonna leave you with watermelon on your feet now. But
everybody thinks the Sphinx is so smart with all of his quips, and then Ben Stiller catches on real quick that everything he says is just
like the opposite.
Takes the first thing and reverses it.
Yeah.
In the second part of the sentence.
If you want to climb up, you have to climb down, or whatever.
Yeah, but when he says it to Ben Stiller, Ben stops him. He's like, if you don't learn to master your rage, and then
your rage will become your master.
Become my master.
That's what you were gonna say, right? Not
yeah.
necessarily. He says not necessarily. Yeah. No, it's funny. Very good. The dialogue is hilarious, and
highly recommend.
There's a part where Ben Stiller's like he's doubting his powers, and he's like, "Oh man, I don't know." And so they're trying to get him angry because his power is that he gets angry. So they're trying to be like tell him things to make him angry. And one of your penmanship is atrocious. You dress in the manner of a male prostitute, says the Sphinx.
Yes.
And Janine Garofalo is like, yeah, you see, yeah, it's true. That's a good bit. The movie's so good. The Disco Boys, we talked a little bit about the Disco Boys, but not a lot. Tiger Lily, and I think Eddie Izzard is the actor, I think. He plays the villain in a lot of shit. Like, he's the main disco boy. You know who I'm talking about, G-Bergs.
Yeah.
Eddie Izzard. I think that's his name. He's also, like, the villain in My Super Ex-Girlfriend, which is kind of funny, because that's another superhero movie. And he's the villain in that, too. Well, I guess he's not the main villain in this, but still, he's a supporting villain. He's the leader of the Disco Boys. So, that's something. Yeah.
Yeah, there's good villain in this. There's a decent plot. Like, it takes you places you don't expect it to go, especially the first time you watch it.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Casanova Frankenstein, Jeffrey I forget who the actor is, but he's been nominated for Academy Awards, I think. Not for this, but for other stuff. So his performance is really good in it. I can sort of do an impression of him. Some cola with some ice. That's me trying to do the Casanova. It wasn't great, but his voice is sort of like that, almost like Transylvanian or something like that. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's
sounds like a vampire.
That's the best way I can describe it. Sort of like a vampire. But no, he's a great villain. And yeah, tons of fun set pieces. Like he's got like rings and gadgets on his hands and stuff.
Big old. He's got a coke nail.
Yeah, totally got a coke nail. The coke finky. Good set pieces. And like I said before, they go to that abandoned amusement park. Such a great location. In that scene. And yeah, it's so good. Janine Garofalo. The screen button. There you can hear chickens clucking in the abandoned amusement park, and she's like, "Who would want to rent a chicken?" Because I think there's like a sign that says "rent chickens for rent" or something like that. And she's like, "Who would want to rent a chicken?" But
for
you know,
eggs.
maybe some people would, and that's what I said, because when I was watching this again with my parents, when that happened, I was like, "Yeah, maybe for eggs." I was like, "Yeah, maybe for eggs." Anyway.
Adulting.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure we press the screen button enough to satisfy spaghetti. And the award for best supporting villain goes to Miss Eddie Izzard. Yes, that's right, Stevie. I am now starting to run out of stuff to say. Oh, another minor thing against it, I guess, is some of the dialogue between Ben Stiller and the love interest that works in the coffee shop or diner or whatever. Not the best. They're trying their best with what they've been given, but it's a little meh, get to the good shit kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's another, again, pretty minor note. It's a small part, very small part of the movie. I like the interactions between William H. Macy and his wife are good, because it's the classic, she doesn't want him to be a superhero because it's dangerous, and he wants to be a superhero because to save the world and stuff. Just buy a damn chicken. Don't rent it. You know what happened when they didn't buy a squirrel from Kathy Bates? That's right, Rat Race. Never forget. But yeah, I am currently at a loss for what to say. Do you have anything to say, G-Bags?
I'm good. I'm ready to read it.
I think I am too. So yeah, again, it's a childhood nostalgic classic, Mystery Man, 1999, starring Ben Stiller, William H. Macy, and Hank Azaria, and the others. There's too many to name really right quick. I'm just gonna say the three mains there. But yes, I'm gonna rate it too. I love it. 8 out of 10. I'm gonna give it similar, maybe slightly higher. It has some problems, but it's very minor in my opinion. I think it's super underrated. Please watch it if you haven't seen it already. Check out Mystery Man. I'm gonna give it 8.5. That's how I feel about it. I like this movie. I'm gonna put on a beat. This is the new Drake instrumental from Patrick Swankins. All right.
Thanks for having me, Doug.
Bye. Take care,
Thanks,
G-Birds.
everyone.
Good night. I love you. Bye-bye.
Peace.
All right. And we'll just get out of that window, and we're still rolling, and here we go. Oh, wait. I was going to play the Mother Lovin' beat, right? All that talk about it. Here's the new Drake. I'm on my first cup of cougar juice. Oh yeah, you're getting drunk, Stevie. Mystery Man, 8.5 out of 10. Dogs, it's good. Yeah, okay.